We are live. There we go. There we go, see everything now. We are on all messages. Two people on. My phone's literally trying to load because it died, so I haven't had a chance to share this to anywhere yet, so be interesting to see how this goes. I completely forgot to share it, I was in the middle of editing. There we go. Here we go. Can't even grab a link. See if that works. Right, over iPad share. Great. Oh dear. Try that. Turns out I can't even share it from my iPad because Shania's logged onto her Facebook and I can't change it. It's going to be an interesting live. I think might start getting a few people on in a minute. Just to let everyone know, 3G doesn't really work anymore in most areas because they're phasing it out. Shania's logged in on the iPad. I cannot share anything. Social media. It's a problem. Let's have a look. We are live. Hopefully that works. Start to get a few more people on now. 4 people. Where are you located? Leicestershire, sir. You're located in Leicestershire. Where are you located? To the next. Bear with me, I'll be right with you, right. There we go. See what that does. The Hogs Logs. The Buckeye State. I'm taking that America, I want to say. State. Could be Canada, but probably America. I hope it's not as warm as it is over there, as it is over here for us. Blimey. Cannot get any work done in this heat. Yes, Ohio. Very nice. Have you been chopping firewood today, or you've had a day off? Is it hot? My God, it's hot in here. So muggy. The humidity levels are so high. I don't even know how long this video is going to be. Blimey. I think there's a show on around your way somewhere today, isn't there? Could be wrong. I'm sure there's a tree show, felling show, firewood show, timber show, something. There's something on down your end. Processed a cord, brilliant. So, how many cords do you sell a year? What do you process it on? Do you got a processor? Do you use a log splitter? Wolfridge, Eastern Made? I spoke to Andrew yesterday, funnily enough. The Paul Bunyan Show. Is that here already? Blimey, I thought it was a bit later in the year. I thought it was near October time. Just brought an Eastern Evo. The good machines. I think they're doing a European spec as well to get them over here. But no, very, very good machines. How you getting on with it? Good? Sped up production? Made your life easier? So 2 things where I went wrong today. One, I did it a bit later than usual. I'll explain why. If a few more people come in. If not, I'll explain anyway. Why I haven't been doing the Saturday lives for the past 3 weeks-ish. I'm going to need a towel at this rate. This garage is very well insulated. Eastern Made Channel just put out last verdict and they are opening the EU market. Yes! I spoke to Andrew yesterday, just like a little brief bit. Yeah, they're coming to the UK and we're looking forward to it, to be fair, because they have to be EU spec. Now, the only thing that I worry about with them being EU spec are they're going to have the EU limitations, which means it's not going to be as good of a machine as it is in America or Canada. So that's a bit I'm looking forward to seeing how much of what their machine is they could keep, because I know there's a lot of rules and limitations in the UK regarding safety features that I think kill it, if you want my honest opinion. Yeah, it's always good having safety features, but I think, you know, if someone was to take them off in the yard, they can be liable if someone gets hurt. But at the same time, if it's just you in your yard, I don't see the problem myself. But that's just me. It's got to be safer than all the people building their own, you know what I mean? To get what they want. How many cord a year do you sell, Hogs? You know what? I might sharpen my saw. Can I be bothered? It's a bit hot. I might do. An Australian company brought vertical split at the Paul Bunyan show. It had safety features that had to have both hands grabbing for speed and action. I told them you won't go over. No, you see, I agree. See, I had a splitter at one point with where you have to operate with two handles like that. You have to stand, let's say, at the back of the machine like that, where your log's being split over there. A bar got welded straight across that, so I could stand there like that. Is it foolish? I don't know. That's for everyone else to comment. Have I ever lost a finger? No, they're all here. They're all safe. Am I counting my chickens? Doubt it. You know, 100 cord a year, that's good. I wonder what that is in UK. Let me have a look. So, one cord is 3.6 cubic meters. Okay, so 100 cord would be 300 cubic meters. That is quite a lot. So if 300 cords, 2,000. So our equivalent would be no, that's one cord. Apparently, it doesn't sound right though. Our conversion would be 608 cords for us. Apparently, could be wrong, could be right. Yes, it's a great full cords. That's what we apparently do. It's 2,200 meters cube. What does a cord or equivalent cost where you are? So are we talking, I don't know, to the domestic that we sell, or what we have to buy in? Yeah, that's the measurement I got. Yeah. Roughly, if I have a look, apparently cost per cord is £275.72 per cord. Don't know how accurate that is. That's just like me trying to do maths. $350 US apparently, plus taxes. Obviously, I don't know how your taxes work out there, as is 20% VAT. Oh, so if I'm selling, so if it works out, let's have a try and convert that. Apparently, it works out to $682 per cord, what we would get in the UK. Or what I get anyway. We do it by the cubic meter, roughly, over here. So we have the bulk bags, and then we do the IBC cages. But yeah, so when we sell it, depending where you are in the UK, some people get a lot more than that, some people get a bit less than that. We average in about £682 per cord. Hello to everyone else that's joining as well. Sorry I didn't give much notice, it's an issue, and when I came in here I struggled to even send a notification to let everyone know we're live. I don't know if a lot of you know 3G is going. That's our like mobile service. You got 3G, 4G, 5G in the UK. It's like your mobile broadband. 3G is being phased out, and we only get 3G around here. We've got Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is not very good in the garage. But I've managed to connect one phone to it, and the rest are trying to run off their own data. As we start getting into this, I'm going to let you know why I haven't been doing the Saturday Night Lives for 3 weeks, and let you know about what's coming up. There's some really good stuff that I've been working on. We went for a tough time, to be fair, for the past 3 weeks. I've not been I've been working weekends and late evenings, and you know, driving for hours and hours and finishing late. One of the reasons being is, unfortunately, if you remember in some of the videos, and if you remember some of the lives, we trained a lad up called Deck. He's worked with us since October, November time-ish, and he quit. Very last minute, didn't know anything about it. He went on holiday for a week, come back, so he's found a new job. Thank you very much. We didn't fall out, there's no hard feelings. It is what it is. I think the mobile processing and the industry was a bit hard on him. I don't think, you know, he was expecting that or used to that. You gotta think, when you're doing this industry, it's very different in the winter when you're loading wood and delivering it in the cold, to when you're manually processing and chucking timber around when it's not the selling season. So instead of driving machines and chucking and, you know, dragging off bags, we're you know, doing a lot of manual labour, operating saws and stuff. Again, we had a chat. I didn't agree with the way he did do it, but we are where we are. It is what it is. Obviously, it's a shame. So I had to pick up the slack. Obviously, I've got Jake at the yard, which is fine. He came out and helped me a few days, but we had to pick up the slack and catch up to make sure we didn't fall behind. And that's why I've not been available on Saturdays and evenings. So there's a bit of gap in uploading. I managed to upload on this Friday just gone, yesterday. I've got things scheduled for every week moving forward. But yeah, it was a real shame. I've got to give it to him. When he worked hard, and he's a good chap to work with. So that's that, if any of you were wondering. It's so hot. You can see the gloss on my head. I tell you what, this is a rare sight as well. What can you even name you've ever seen me without a hat? You know, I wear hats all the time. You can ask me missus, you can ask me family. Any photo you see, I'll be wearing a hat. I wear caps, I wear flat caps. It's a very first, but this is a well insulated garage and it is very, very, very hot here. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on the live, and I do apologise I didn't give you much notice or I didn't share it, but we are, you know, slowly getting people in now. Hopefully the internet doesn't cut out. But for everyone who's joined, thank you for joining, and if you're new here, let us know you're new here. If you've been here before, say hello. Be interesting to see who we got. 7 people on now. But a few people thought, who the hell is this on the live feed? Look, my hair's separated. Ugh, I hate hair. Joe, when you just slick it back and put your cap on, that is the best. It's the best feeling ever. I have hat hair. Getting bald on the top. Also, let me know what did everyone think of the latest video. If you watched it yet, that'd be interesting to see if you watched it. Also, I've been packing and unpacking, as you can tell by the shelf behind me. The white log burner's turned up. The summer vibe ones that people kept requesting, the customers, so we sent a lot of them out as well. That was good. I wonder if James is on today. Obviously, hopefully James received his a few weeks ago. A load of them got lost at UPS in one of their depots, which is a shame, really. But you just put in a claim and they refund you the item value. Good job we pay for the insurance. But yeah, got some really good processing next week. It's going to be very interesting. I forgot where we are. We're all over the place next week. I'm in Yorkshire. That's it, in Yorkshire, Thursday, which I'm really looking forward to. Going to this big wholesaler in chip place. Obviously, I'm not going to say too much now, but there'll be a really good video on it. How you doing, Shep? Not been on before, but I do enjoy your content. Nice having you here, Shep. I really do appreciate you, and I promise you the content is getting better and more fluent. Again, for those that didn't hear, obviously we had a lad leave at last minute, literally no notice whatsoever, and I had to play catch up. But I really appreciate you being here. But what do you do? Do you firewood supply? Do you do it as a hobby? Well, what do you do? First time here. Appreciate you again, Hogs. I want to see you here more. I am planning to try and get over to the States as well on a few of the shows. I don't know why I thought the show was in October. I don't know why it's now. I must have read it wrong somewhere. I was hoping to try and get up at the end of the year. Sort out passports and stuff like that. Visas, because technically it's for work. Technically, so I'll have to put that on. But if not, if I've missed it, I'll have to get up next year. It's quite funny. I've come back for mobile processing on Friday, and I've literally spent part of the afternoon looking at the generator. 3-phase generator kept tripping, and it was actually mainly we got notifications popping. Yes, right, I've still got to sort that out. Mute notifications. I forgot to do it this time. It's been so long since I've done it. It's been 3 weeks. Bear with me. So yeah, I've been sorting out my 3-phase generator today. And ready to get out producing for people. It's something that we do quite a bit, if you didn't know. So we go out to people's sites, process the firewood for them, saves them purchasing the machinery. It's like a high rate sort of thing. Saves them purchasing the machinery, they get the expertise, and we go all up and down the UK doing that. Plus, as well as our yard running, hopefully smoothly most of the time. We do wholesale as well. We do domestic. We do quite a bit in domestic. So I've been tinkering with that. Then I went editing some more videos. Then I come back out and hop on this. So yeah. Firewood years ago, now same day courier, but firewood is still in the blood. I tell you what though, you say firewood's in the blood, I completely agree. Shep, go on, talk to me now, talk to me. I'm going to be like a therapist here. Is it just me, or when you haven't ran a saw in a few weeks, well for me it's a few days, but a few weeks, few months, maybe a year, you get the urge just to start it up, smell that petrol, hear the run, the ferocity of it. Well, if it's in October, I'm going to try and get down. That is still a thing I'm trying to do. I'll speak to a few people, trying to get on the cards. The channel's getting more sponsors. I've got there's so much I haven't said. Obviously, everyone's not here, but it is what it is. You lot get the first scoop. The channel's getting more sponsors, which is really, really good. I'm really looking forward to that. We're getting quite a bit of interest now. We had a company reach out to us and wanted us to travel. They're going to put us up in a hotel. This and the other, talk how they can help us. The good thing is though, they understand how I am. I am not brought. They cannot buy this channel. They cannot force me to say things I don't believe in. Again, let me mute these notifications because this is getting ridiculous. Snooze for 1 hour. There we go. This channel cannot be brought. My opinions can't be brought. We're looking to work together as a cooperative. You know, inform you all what's out there, what machines are out there. We've got some great videos. I don't know if you've ever seen it, like Top Gear, car garage style videos of processors, showing you all the specs, what they can do. New releases. As I saw a prototype. I'm going to be one of the first to run it in the UK, hopefully, and get that out there. Do videos on things. There's so much happening, and you know what? It's all because everyone chips in. These live feeds help me as well. Because anything you ask to see or anything you want, I can go back to these people and say, look, you need to cough up. We've got to produce this footage for these. Go and get a processor out of your yard and get it in my yard, or get me down to your yard and let's get it done. Obviously, I don't charge for my services by all means, but they've got to invest the time into it. They've got to make time, because at the end of the day, without you, without me, they've got no sales. So if there's anything in particular you want to see, if there's anything in particular that you feel like is missing from the channel, let me know, because I said I'm still learning. It's not even been a year yet. It's only been what, 8 to 9 months maximum, which is crazy when you think about it. It feels like it was yesterday for me when I decided to start it. It's been a lot of learning, but I'm literally, when I say I'm on the cusp of cracking it, I'm literally on the cusp. It's so different from my usual schedule, getting up first thing and going out working, coming home, meeting to veg and go sleep. Now there's so much involved. It's a lot of hours, but I am going to try and get up in October. When I brought my Porsche new, it cost 8,500. That's how long ago it is. They were blue and cream then. That's interesting. If you got a photo, I don't know if you can drop a photo in. I tell you, or even inbox me a photo. I'd love to see that. But yeah, the times have changed. I bet you can remember when it was like 30p. When firewood, like when you buy it in cord, was classed as like the bottom end of the barrel, and it would probably cost you what, 45 a ton ish. But now, it's the thing that gets charged the most for. You say it's absolutely crazy. Some places are paying 150 a ton plus VAT. Some places are paying 120 a ton plus VAT. Some people get it for 90 a ton plus VAT. But, there was a time where it was like 35, 45. They couldn't even give it away at some points, especially the softer woods. Yeah, that must have been some years ago. £8,500. Wow. For a processor. I bet you're looking now for processors, if you buy them brand new, depending what spec you get, but for a half decent one, for posh, wow, you're talking a lot more, but I bet you're going to be starting about 15, 20 grand up. We were selling in sea bags? What's a sea bag? Was that 1x1 bags? I'm not sure. We sell in bags. We sometimes sell in IBCs, but not really that much anymore. Sometimes, depends who comes to the yard. We won't take an IBC out. I see a lot of people taking IBCs out and tipping them out. If that's how you make money, that's how you make money, but blimey, that must be some hard work while you're out. I know people tip them off and do what they got to do, but blimey. Unless you go and I have. Could be some hard work, that could. There's this one chap, no, in the west of the UK. He sells it in IBCs, but he basically, you rent the IBC from him, and he will drop it at your house. And when that IBC is empty, he takes it and he gives them all the hats that you can make out of the old, obviously, plastic tubs, and it's all ready to go. And he has a lot of customers where he just gets his pallet trolley, take it round, done, go away, come back when it's empty, swap it over, and basically just paid the deposit on the IBC tote. Now, when they pay the deposit, he was telling me they roughly pay about £25 to £30 for the IBC tote as like a deposit. For every, I can't remember, for every 4 he sold, or like, let's say they did put a deposit down for, he basically made enough money, like profit off that to buy another one. So he built up his IBC stock as well, which I found was really good. And sorry, old fertilizer bags. Okay, yeah, fertilizer bags. Old school. They get the farm smell and the firewood. You should charge double for that. Alright guys, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on. It is sweltering hot in here. It's so humid. This is too well insulated. I store my firewood in 330-gallon IBC totes. I think that's roughly what we store them in. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to get better at these conversions because it's crazy. Do you know the amount of people from America, Canada, I've had a few Aussies, Ireland, drop us a message or ask a few questions on some of these chats. So like, I'm always on the spot. I'm going to start learning the numbers. Definitely. See, hogs, I've always wanted to go out in America and have a dab or have a try at the firewood life or felling out there. And I'll speak to a couple of friends and they said it's so diluted out there because that many people do it, that firewood used to have money in it and timber and felling used to have money in it. Now, apparently, it's like a race to the bottom out there. Is that true? Or, you know, or have I been misinformed? I don't know. 70p a bag. Yeah, right. To be fair, we're one of the cheapest in our area, right? So let's just say we pick the worst of the worst wood we sell, which is like the ugly wood, the hard waste. We try and make a budget for everyone. We're £70 a bag, I think, or 75 a bag. One of the two. Now, for the same equivalent of hard waste, stuff like that, there's people selling out £1 a bag, right? We do wholesale, okay? And depending where you are, obviously it depends how much haulage costs, but let's just say for this, right? We have companies come and buy it from us for £63.50 plus VAT per bag, okay? All bagged up, ready to go. We'll load an Arctic and they'll take it to the yard. There's a chap who's about, I want to say 70 or 60 miles away from us, who has an Arctic go to his yard of the stuff we've made, and he's paid £60-something a bag for, and he then sells it at £130 a bag, £140 a bag. That is a markup. It's all dry, ready to go. That is a markup. I'm in the wrong game. Or I'm too cheap, don't know. 3 IBC totes make up 1 cord. Boom, yep. I did some maths earlier on that, and yeah, it's 3.6, I think, meter cubed to 1 cord. Not sure if it's, well, if it's a stack cord or a loose cord you were referring to, but yeah. Right, I'm out of H2O now. Now things are going to get rough. Even the brickwork's warm. This is a joke. Warm brickwork or blockwork. Hey Sheppy, you still on? Obviously, if you like the stuff, you've never been here before. Ugh. Speaking of curries, obviously we do a smaller one as well. What do you think to our mini log burners? So basically, well, that's a bit dirty. Got anything to wipe it on? Yeah, top over there. So basically, I don't know where the tea light is, but that goes like that. That's your pot on top of your stove. And a candle goes in there. And you light it, it looks like a fire. It was here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Out. There we go. I don't have a lighter in here, unfortunately. I thought I did, but I don't. Have I got the next best thing? Have I got the next best thing? No, I don't. I also had a blowtorch in here, so I must have took it out. I've been so busy these past couple of days, I don't even know what I've got or where everything is. I should have a lighter somewhere, God. There's one. So basically, we usually use a slightly bigger one for these ones. Slightly bigger candle. But basically, that's what it looks like. But with the bigger candle, you can imagine a slightly bigger flame and longer burn time. But that's your pot. You put your wax melt scents in there, and then you leave that on your side or anything like that in your garden. And that's what we do there. So if you're from the UK and you like that, what do you reckon to that idea? I noticed a few weeks ago you were using Oregon chain. I could never get on with then. I always used to use steel chains. So yeah, right. That's a thing I'm going to touch base. I'm going to do a video on it really. Steel chains nowadays are a bit overpriced and they don't sell the reels of chain depending on where you go in the size that you need. It's becoming, I won't say harder to get, but more expensive to get. And I don't feel like they last as long. Or, well, they do last a bit of a while, but the price increase for it doesn't justify it, if you get what I mean. So I prefer Oregon. It's easy to get, it's cheaper to get, and when I say if steel lasts 10% longer, there you go. But it all depends on your filing and how good you are. File, I'm pretty good, but even how I file, I put a bit of a, depending on what I'm doing, as you will know, if you put a sharper angle on it, then it will cut faster but blunt quicker. And if you put a, like, you know, a shallower angle on it, you will cut slower, but it won't blunt as quick, essentially. So I go sort of in the middle. I go just past where the mark recommends, and I first stroke I dig down, or 2 strokes dig down, and then I go flat For the remaining strokes, usually about 3 to 4 strokes for me, depending obviously how good the files are. Which brings me on to my next thing. Files are not what they used to be. I used to have files that used to last ages, flat files as well. Flat files should last ages because you don't really use much of those. However, nowadays, files, you get one chain out of them, if that, and that's at a push. And yeah, they're going, so I'm doing a video on it. I found some good files as well, which I'm sure people will be interested in. But no, Oregon is slightly cheaper. It's quite a bit cheaper actually, and it's more readily available for us. But a few stockists have stopped doing still. Husqvarna as well. They've stopped doing Husqvarna chain as well in bulk, which is a shame really, because I think they're missing out on a lot of sales there when that happens. But you don't know if it's the dealer or if it's still themselves. You don't know. Alright, probably give it another 10 minutes and then I'm going to have to call it a day, folks. But I really appreciate having you all here. It's great. And I'm back next Saturday anyway, so for every Saturday moving forward, that is what's going to be happening. Saturday Night Lives are back. Also, another good thing, I am getting Wi-Fi at the yard, sorting that out now. 3G's gone. So once the Wi-Fi's up at the yard, we'll be doing live feeds from the yard for a bit. So you can get a walk around, you can, you know, see some machinery, you can ask me what you want to ask. We'll do quite a good couple of bits there. Oh, it's so hot. It's like, I don't know, it's like you're in a car with all the doors closed in this garage. I've never noticed it this hot. To be fair, I've never really been in here on a mega hot day. But I can feel like it's just a gentle, slight temperature change near that door. I might, you know, move over to the door a bit. I do not do hot weather. It could be art. It could be -5, -7, -10. I'm happy. When it gets this sort of humidity, I hate it. And I tell you what I hate more, being in chainsaw trousers. You know, you know them ones, chainsaw trousers, logging up in this sort of heat. That's bad. And I've always thought, with all the technology about nowadays and all the methods that they have to the madnesses and, you know, everything that they develop, they haven't developed a good set of breathable chainsaw trousers. I know it kind of counteracts what it should be, but yeah. Wouldn't advise anyone to try same-day courier work. It's dead. Right. Thank you very much, Hogs. If you need anything or you want to ask anything, you can drop me a message on Instagram or anything like that. You know, Logburner Chat. Not Logburner Chat, sorry, Logburner's Lounge. Drop a message. If you need anything, you know, any questions, let me know. But appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next Saturday, hopefully. And courier work, dead. I thought couriers were busy at the minute. I thought they were crying out for delivery drivers, lorry drivers and stuff like that. Is it like you self-employed, you work for a company? You know, I thought they were busy at the minute. Or is it because retail's dead? Someone did say retail were dead the other week. Trouble is, when you're out in the sticks, you don't know this sort of stuff. You read bits here and there, but if you don't get time to read or time to take a break, you know. Can you believe my battery was dead on this less than an hour ago? It turned on so I can put the post up, say we're live, and it wouldn't do it. And then also now it's fully charged. This heat messes with phones and stuff like that. Well, I'm guessing Colin, Jeff, and everyone else in between didn't get a chance to make it on tonight, which is fine because I didn't let anyone know. It's my own fault. I should have let people know because I wasn't 100% if this was the week I could get back on it again. But for when everyone watches this later on, because I do leave these on the channel, we are back to normal and I'll post it everywhere next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. UK time. We will be back online and I'll be answering all your questions. There's plenty of people who ask questions in here, talk to each other. It's great. You build up a community. No one wants to pay a rate that you can live with. This is my first year. So I'm guessing you're self-employed then. Can you just confirm that for me? Yeah, sure. Are you self-employed? Ah, got ya. No, you are right. The trouble is, right, they compare you, right, no matter what industry it is, people compare you to multinational companies and pricing that they have. But whilst they're comparing you to that and trying to knock you down to that, they won't go and use these multinational companies. Answer that. So they're not happy to pay more to use an independent driver. They moan, they whinge, and they try and knock people down. Okay? But then they won't go and use the multinational companies because they don't want the stress, the hassle, or anything involved with them. I'm with you on that shit. I'm with you. Same with the firewood industry. Same with the chip industry. When we come to hauliers, people prefer independence over big haulier firms depending on the size of the contract because we don't want to deal with them. We've seen it pay a bit more for independent. But I hope things get better for you anyway. Shame you can't get an Arctic license. Would you need one? I think you might need one. Yeah, you might need one. You might fall under some sort of right somewhere in the UK. But if you can, they're crying out for people in the forestry industry. Timber support. Wheels don't turn unless we get our worth. That is a good thing to say. I agree with you. Get your worth. You know what you're worth. Don't anyone tell you different. I don't know anyone tell me different. They might be able to buy it elsewhere, but they haven't. They've come to me. They might be able to find someone cheaper to do X, Y, and Z, but they haven't. They've come to me. And if they were that cheap, then they would have gone to them in the first place. There's a big thing, right? Donald Trump says this quite a bit, and a few other celebrities and stuff like that talk about it. It's called The Art of the Deal, right? I did an audio book on it, and I listened to it while I was working. And part of the art of the deal is when you're shopping around, you don't really want to be the one shopping, because the moment you start shopping and you've kind of like played half of your hand away, if they're coming to you, then they're already not happy with the big multinationals. So it's like, not name your price, but pretty much they haven't got no ground to stand on haggling. Because if they weren't that bothered and they wanted it cheaper, then they could have gone to them multinational companies. But they don't. So they've kind of like overplayed the hand there. So you've kind of got the upper hand to say what you want. I'm ex-HGV. Now, I'm going to read your mind. Alright, from here, I'm going to read your mind. I've heard this for years. The reason why you're ex-HGV is either you've had an illness, which I hope not, or, I can't swear on this channel, but something to do with transport managers. I grew up hearing about transport managers. My dad wasn't a HGV driver, but my father-in-law was a HGV driver, and he run-ins with transport managers he had. It was quite interesting. And then everyone I've spoke to since then who's in that sort of industry said the transport managers take the absolute shenanigans. Hello, 7 people that are on. We're literally just winding up, I think. Winding down, but feel free to say hello. We've got Shep. Shep's new here. We had Hogs and Logs, or Hogs Logs. Yeah, if you've been here before, say hello. If you haven't been here before, say hello. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, sorry to hear that. I really am. But I also can probably guess you had a run-in with a transport manager or two. But I'm going to have to call it at that, everyone, because literally it's so hot in here. I'll see you next Saturday. If there's anything you need in between, drop us a message. I'll try and get back to you as I can. I'm in Yorkshire Wednesday, Thursday, and then, you know, I've got some mobile processing for the rest of the week before and after. Some interesting things coming into the channel, some giveaways, some great freebies. But no, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat with you, Shep, and I hope I see you next Saturday. You're a true gentleman, sir, and hopefully one day you'll sell a few more bits of firewood again. Right, I'm going to call out that, everyone. I thank everyone for coming, for anyone who's watched, and for anyone who's going to watch this after I come off of it. I appreciate you as always for, you know, just watching. Appreciate everyone. If you scroll back a bit, you'll know why there's a bit of a delay. But if you miss it, next weekend, next Friday, there's a video coming out, and you'll know why there's been a delay on uploads and on the Saturday Night Lives. But we will build these back up and make them great again. Cheers.